The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
You know, today is June 22nd, and you know what that means. That means it's time to wish another happy, groovy birthday to the King, Bruce Campbell. He is 65 today, and he doesn't look a day over 64. But he's still got those silver temples going on, man, and he's looking slick. And he's not going to be playing Ash anymore, which is a shame, but the man could still act. And he'll still be attached to the Evil Dead franchise in one form or another. But let's all congratulate the man who celebrates his 65th birthday today, Bruce Campbell. And let's hear about some of the great films that he has done in his past. You know, he did Spider-Man. Okay, not so great. I started on a low level here. But let's talk about Moontrap. Let's talk about Running Time. Let's talk about Congo. Let's talk about Briscoe County Jr. You know, the list goes on and on. Oh, yeah, he also did an Evil Dead movie or two. So let's wish him a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Bruce Campbell. Hope it was groovy. And welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome to what episode is this? Episode 569 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein, also in the lair of Lost Swag within the Raven Chateau. I'm clicking all kinds of buttons here, got all kinds of music going. I'm all out of sorts. But also from Casa de -0 in the attic. There he is, the one and only Monster Zero. We are live on episode 569. And on tonight's show, we're going to be talking about the film Sisu. Not your favorite Genesis song, but Sisu. It was funny, huh?
There was a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah. All of us.
Whoa.
So
I enjoy the Phil Collins.
You enjoy the what?
I enjoy the Phil Collins.
Who's better, Phil Collins or Peter Cetera?
I think Phil Collins.
MZ?
Who's that?
Who's your pick, MZ? Phil Collins or Peter Cetera?
Who was in Def Leppard?
MZ, we can't hear you if you're talking. He's just fucking blankly staring at us. What is going on?
What?
We're talking to you, asking you questions. You didn't say anything.
Oh, well, I was just ignoring you. That's all. What were you saying?
Peter Cetera or Phil Collins?
Phil Collins. Easy.
All right. You don't know who Peter Cetera is?
That's
Raven
a
Channel?
slam. I know. Oh, okay. You're asking him. Thank God.
You don't know?
Yeah, I went to high school with him, I think.
No, Peter Cetera was the lead singer of Chicago.
Oh,
He's the one who did. He's the one who did the great that single
one who will
from
fight
Karate Kid
for
Part
your
2.
honor. Yeah.
I'll be your
The
hero.
hero you're dreaming of.
That's good, but I mean, that was the one hit, right? That was the one hit. You know, Phil had.
He was in Chicago.
Yeah, well, what else did Chicago do? I fucking had some fucking shitty fucking storms.
They made deep dish.
Pizza? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, yeah. Who knows? Yeah. Ask Corey how much he likes fucking Chicago.
And it's also the home of Raven Shadow's brother. Of Wolfie's brother, rather, I meant to say.
Yeah, I was going to say Raven Child's brother.
Who told my mom? But yeah, but he's not from there. He was transplanted there.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I mean, I would think a more like a battle of the Phils might be more apropos. Like, who's better, Phil Collins or Phil Anselmo?
Or Phil Spector.
Well, Phil Spector.
Or Phil McCracken.
Did Phil Spector kill a guy?
Dude.
He
Really?
killed something. It was his
Killed
wife.
something.
Killed something.
Didn't he kill some people in a pool?
He killed all the albums he worked on. He fucking killed those.
He killed the actress. Was that Robert Blake?
Okay, I was thinking. No, I think Phil Spector killed somebody too. He had the fucked up.
Lana Rhodes.
No, that's a different actress. That's not who you're thinking of.
He died in. I don't remember this, but I guess he died in 2021.
But Phil Spector killed somebody. Robert Blake killed somebody. Vince Neil killed somebody and went on tour next.
Yeah, in 2009, he was convicted of the 2003 murder of Hollywood actress Lana Clarkson.
Lana Clarkson, yeah.
I don't know who that is.
You've seen her. She is this voluptuous blonde bombshell. She did mostly like B movies.
She was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Mrs. Vargas.
Yeah, she played Mrs. Vargas, right?
Yeah.
That was her. And all the guys were gawking at her and shit.
Yeah.
But she did a bunch. She did a bunch of B movies. I think she did like Barbarian Queen.
She did, and she was also in Amazon Women on the Moon.
Yep.
What a dick!
He took her away.
Yeah, gorgeous woman.
Yeah, she had a high pitched voice, right? She was always like the.
No, not really. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. She was. She was. But no, I don't think she had the high pitched voice. You might be thinking of someone else. I know you're thinking of someone else. I'm just trying to think of who that is.
Not Lana Rhodes.
Yeah, I don't even know who Lana Rhodes is.
Lana Clarkson.
Yeah. And she might have. I think she was like the blueprint for like a bunch of like not romance novels, but just like artwork. Painted artwork for romance novels or for other B movies that she wasn't even in, but they wanted the lead actress to have like a more voluptuous body, so they would, get her.
Yeah, Deathstalker, Vice Girls, Scarface.
Yeah, she was in Scarface.
Yep. She was a B actress. I mean, so she had some chops, but she was never going to make the big time.
Wow.
No, she wasn't. No. I'm not. There's no wow.
MZ,
that's how
the talent scout.
No, dude. There's no wow about that. That's how Hollywood is. They're very fickle.
You just don't got
somebody like that.
You just don't got what it takes, kid.
You gotta be careful.
They see someone like that, and they just say, "You know what? You got a great body, but your acting sucks."
Is that what people tell you, MZ?
So we'll use you in a certain capacity to whatever Hollywood movies might come our way. Whatever big budget productions might come our way. But she was pretty much lulled into the B movies, which I have no problem with. She was fine for them.
Yeah, it's fucking confessions from the fucking casting attic.
No, it's true.
Yeah,
she was in a lot of TV shows. She was in Three's Company, The Jeffersons.
Yeah, boy.
She was in the new Mike Hammer, Riptide, Knight Rider, Who's the Boss, The A-Team.
Yeah, I think that was the episode where she sat on Mr. T's face.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
sit on my face. Ooh.
I don't think that's how it went.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Kind of like a precursor to like a Shannon Tweed type.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty
I think
much.
Shannon Tweed was around the same time, though.
Yeah,
They may have both gone up for Death Stalker.
Shannon Tweed, Lana Clarkson, Tanya Roberts,
Yeah, word.
Sybil Danning.
Wings. She was in Night Court.
Who?
Shannon Tweed. When did she get her start?
Oh,
Yeah.
she got her start after she did Playboy. She was getting offers,
Yeah.
and then
same
Gene
year.
Simmons offered.
Same year, actually, 82. They both started the same year in acting. And I didn't know this, but Shannon Tweed was on Falcon Crest for 21 episodes.
Word. Lorenzo Lamas like a motherfucker.
And Hot
son.
Dog the movie.
Word.
And Fantasy
Sure.
Island.
The breast.
Oh, and she was in Dukes of Hazzard? I didn't know Shannon
Yeah,
Tweed was in that.
Best Breast in the West. Yeah.
Is she still with Gene Simmons, do we know? Was that?
Yeah, she is.
Poor girl.
Yeah, tell me about it. I feel so bad for her.
That
Jesus,
dude really
fuck that guy.
outlived his. He's a fucking douche.
He is. Yeah, you're right. He is a fucking dick, man. The whole band is. Fuck Kiss.
Oh yeah. I have a question. Oh, the Wild Podcast is out there. Oh yeah.
What do you?
Oh yeah.
He's trying to be like Paul Stanley.
Yeah, I get it, but
Does everybody feel good? Yeah.
Who wants to podcast tonight? How about you? Oh yeah.
Me and the boys are playing, and we just can't get the sound.
well, that's Peter Chris.
You're looking for someone, but it's not Kiss.
We should watch Fan of the Park again sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that fucking movie. Jesus
That
Christ.
movie's amazing.
It's the best thing they ever did. It's better than their music. It's better than their merchandise, and it's better than them. Okay.
But Monster Zero, I'm sure you've not seen the Kiss Coffin. That's one of our best, bigger sellers.
Yeah, the fucking Kiss coffin.
And I don't do drugs, so I want my dick to work. Yeah. Fuck all.
Is that your Gene Simmons? That's pretty good.
Yes.
Throw a nickel. You throw a nickel at them, and they huddle around it like a bunch of squirrels.
Jesus, that's some of them.
That's
some of them are Jewish. I'm just saying. You got to watch.
Oh whoa. Oh yeah.
Wow.
They'll do anything for $1. You know it, and everybody else knows it. There's no stereotyping there. It's just true.
If we pay them $5, you think they'll come on the podcast?
Oh no.
No.
You got to add a few zeros to that.
Yeah.
Extra zeros on that Johnny Wolfenstein.
What do you turn to Dusty Rhodes all of a sudden?
Yes, baby. You want to get Kiss to play the
Kiss.
show. The Kiss to play the extravaganza. You need to the blue collar.
You will.
If you will.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean that Phantom of the Park movie. It's so ridiculous. Because every 5 minutes in that movie, and I just watched it again maybe about a year ago.
Christ.
About every 5 minutes in that movie, or every 10 minutes in that movie, there's the announcer at the park saying, Kiss will be performing tonight at the Kiss concert.
Yeah.
So comes Kiss perform tonight here at the park. Tonight, watch Kiss for a free concert by Kiss. And it's like, oh my God, I just want to blow my brains out.
Jeez. It's probably in their contract. They had to keep mentioning it.
I almost had it out with their manager. Well, not their manager. Well, not their manager, but I would imagine whoever was representing, who was it? Ace Frehley.
Oh, guy who wore his T-shirt. Yeah, good. Oh, at that Rock and Shock?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Because I was representing. Who was I representing? Ian McCulloch. I was representing him, and he's best from Lucio Fulci's Zombie and Contamination, Zombie Holocaust. And I'm we're in a corner, okay, and on that wall, on where we're in that corner, but that adjacent wall, which is really curtains actually, there was a doorway, and in that doorway was where Ace Frehley was going to be signing, and all of a sudden his goon comes out and starts
His
taking
goon.
down starts taking down one of the posters of Ian McCulloch's work. And I say, hey, what are you doing? Oh, well, Ace wants this down. Well, Ace isn't going to get that down. I'm representing, I got a client here, and you're not taking the poster down. And, I mean, nothing really came of it.
Didn't come
But,
to blows.
No, it didn't come to blows. I wasn't going to deck Ace Frehley's manager. Although looking back in retrospect, I kind of wish I did. You know, it would probably been the greatest thing I would ever do in my life.
It'd be great if the Monster Zero punched out Ace Frehley.
I
you
was
imagine?
made for punching you, baby. Oh yeah. Oh,
But,
Creepy Girl wants to know what's the matter with Kiss, MZ.
oh God, no, you can't. Please don't do this to me. I just can't stand Kiss. I think they're a bunch of pretentious jackoffs, and they wear their silly little makeup. They're Starman. They're Demon. They're the one that dresses up like a cat.
Star Child.
Star Child.
Yeah.
We got
Oh,
some
Anthony.
rock and roll pneumonia.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what the
Oh,
fuck, Anthony Zerbe? Why did Anthony Zerbe do that movie? Who did? He must have lost a bet or something. But anyway, yeah. Going back to what happened at Rock and Shock. So I'm like, look, you're not taking down the poster, okay? And he puts it back up, you know, and then he goes back in, I guess, to talk to somebody, and I never saw him again. But the poster stayed up. So
You
Chalk
won.
went up.
Yeah, you won.
Yeah. Monster 0-1. Ace Frehley's jack-off manager, 0.
Angry Townsman says they got a gimmick that
it.
worked.
Oh yeah.
Oh, does everybody feel good? We're going to party. We're going to party all night long.
And part of every day.
Yeah. And
Oh yeah.
I want to rock and roll all night. Shut up, asshole.
And potty every day.
Yeah, we're
Potty. Well, at their age right now, all they can do is potty. They go to the potty.
we like proof.
I
Oh
do.
yeah.
I do like Kiss. They are a little
Oh,
overdone.
God damn you.
They're overdone now, but
Oh.
I was a fan back in the day.
Oh.
What?
I feel I was
Oh, I hate you.
much.
Me and the millions of other people that like them.
And no, like I feel I was born too late or born too soon for Kiss. Because the gimmick, I get the gimmick.
Yeah, because when we were really sort of like getting into music and probably buying our own music, they had already taken the makeup off.
Yeah, but I would see like, say I'm not. I mean, I like dun 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 dun. What's the song? It's fine.
Detroit
the
Rock
kid-
City.
Yeah, that's a fine, whatever. That song's fine.
I like Love Gun.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
God.
But like, they were into comics and shit like that. But like a lot of time, like in the '90s, they would have a lot of album covers in the back of comics. It's funny, like super high priced motorcycles or sports cars, Zit Cream, and then like horror movies and like metal albums. But I thought it was the Revenge Tour. They had the best.
that was in the 90s, I believe.
But they looked the coolest on the Revenge Tour when they.
I was made for loving you, baby. Oh, god damn! I just want to puke because their look completely belies their music.
Oh yeah.
You know, you see these people, you see these guys, okay, and they got the gimmick, okay, and their music just completely belies their appearance. You'd think they would talk about, or not talk about, but you'd think their music would be about hell and devils, and they got that look about them, and I'm sure that's what a lot of people thought at first until they heard the music and they thought, okay, it's not about the devil or hell. Music is actually kind of stupid.
Well, there's a lot of bands that, I mean, one of the bands nowadays that's popular that gets a lot of shit is Ghost. Because you look at them, you look at their presentation, and you think they're going to be like a death metal band or something like that, or at least really dark and evil. And then you hear them, and they sound like Toto, or or like
right.
almost like satanic goth yacht rock.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like I do like Ghosts, but I get it if people are like, what the fuck, I don't get it. Like another band like that nowadays is Sleep Token, that they're getting some. I've listened to them for a little bit now, but now they're starting to get really more popular. And you look at them, their presentation is that they all wear masks, they look spooky and dark. And you would think that they were, once again, sort of like a black metal, like Norwegian black metal band or something like that. But you listen to them, and they're like, they do have some metal in their presentation, but it's very poppy.
What's funny, I mean, I do like Ghost. Thomas Smythe turned me on to them, and myself, Thomas Smythe, and Smoke and Tie did see Ghost at the.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And they're good. They're good. But I think
them boys good.
Those boys are good.
Them boys good. Yeah.
Good. But I think Marion might be a Sleep Token fan. I'm not sure. We haven't talked about it, but I think that came up recently in a feed.
Yeah, I dig them. The new albums, I think I like their first two albums better, but the new one has some really good stuff on it.
Ghost. I'm just starting to understand who they are, because I've seen the shirts, I've seen, the lead singer and what he's dressed up as, and the logo and everything, and it has a look, okay. But when I heard their music, I was like, wait, this is the same band? I'm a little bit out of touch when it comes to music nowadays. You know what? I'm in my early 50s. What do you want from me? Stop harassing me.
It doesn't have to be an age thing.
No, I know, but I mean, I'm less into music now than I was, 30 years ago.
I'm less into music than when I was less into music in my 20s.
MZ's like, there's nobody like the Bee Gees these days, so I don't care.
Hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth with the Bee Gees.
I like the Bee Gees.
How come Patsy Cline put out no more records?
But when I heard their music, or at least a couple of songs that I'm familiar with on the radio, it has a couple of songs I've heard has a very 80s vibe. I mean, I know they've done one or two covers. They did like
they have more than that. They just put
out
a
Phil Collins cover.
Yeah, they just put out an EP of covers. Yep.
Yeah, a Phil Collins cover that they keep on playing. Or is it Genesis? I forget which one it is.
I think it was Genesis, actually.
Yeah, God, what is it?
Jesus.
Jesus, he loved me. He loved me a bunch because he always puts Skippy in my lunch. Or whatever the song is. Yeah, Jesus, he loves me. I think that's the name of it.
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't have it right.
Yeah, it's not a bad cover, But again, that song belies their appearance. I mean, Jesus, he loves me. It's a pro. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's like a pro-religion song. If it's supposed to be taken that way,
it's not.
Here it is. It's not. Okay, good. Well, that explains why he sings it then. I mean, I don't know. But fuck Kiss.
Oh yeah.
It It was, by the way, the
And
song
fuck.
that song Jesus He Knows Me is the name of it. But
Oh, he knows. Okay.
apparently it's sort of like
over.
about like the rise of like fanatical Christians, who think they're who like sort of are in touch, like can talk to God,
Oh, I was thinking
televangelist type things.
I thought it was like
Yeah,
trying to get
yeah.
a club, be like, "Yo, man, I know Jesus, son. Yo, tell Jesus I'm here." Like, "Yo, bro, a lot of guys' girlfriends are in here, man."
Yeah, well, fuck Kiss and fuck Gene Simmons. Fuck him in the asshole with a big rubber dick.
Yeah, make him humble. A Tui.
All right, let me catch up on the chat. There's a lot of chat going on right now. Evil Corny says, I would have imagined Lick It Up being one of MZ's favorite songs.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Creepy Girl says, Peter Criss is my fave. I love the song Beth. People always tell me I have Gene Simmons' tongue.
Heyo.
And I got invited to a private party at Janie Lane's for Ace Frehley in the comments. And me and my friends dressed up as Kiss one year. I was Peter Criss. Evil Corny wants to know, who does MZ hate more than Gene Simmons or Will Smith?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
What about Chris Pratt?
Chris Pratt, San Diego Chicken. I hate them all.
Oh, who's on Monster Zero's Mount Rushmore of hate?
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, well,
hate.
Will Smith, Gene Simmons, Chris Pratt, and the San Diego Chicken.
That's pretty fucking good.
So Gene Simmons, out of all the members of Kiss, he would be the one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess he probably embodies the spirit of Kiss.
Yeah. Say the very least.
Because I would like to a little party with like maybe who's the other fucking guy, the super effeminate guy,
Paul Stanley.
Oh my, yeah, because I think he gets it, even though like he mastered the fish lips and the dancing, like I kind of danced like that, like in real life. Without being a rock, well, I think I am a rocker, but not without any talent. Gene's kind of a douche nozzle, man.
Yeah, but
Kind of.
yeah, but Gene Simmons played the villain in Runaway. What about that movie?
That was the shit.
That movie is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck. Who's the woman in it? Kirstie Alley was in it. That's right. Gene Simmons.
Chris Elliott?
Chris Elliott.
What? I say Kirstie Alley.
Oh, I thought you said Chris Elliott.
Chris Elliott, I wish.
Chris Elliott was awesome in Cheers when he started dating Sam Malone after Diane. That was really
Jesus. Who else is in this movie? G.W. Bailey.
Ooh, hey, that's Harris from Police Academy.
Yeah.
Shit, the great G.W. Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proctor! Stan Shaw.
Nobody screws with me.
Cynthia Rhodes. Yeah, that fucking movie, man. That movie's
Cynthia
awesome.
Rhodes?
Yeah.
Cynthia Rhodes. No shit. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Now we're talking.
It was directed by Michael Crichton, too.
Oh, didn't his brother write Jurassic Park?
No, he wrote Jurassic Park.
His brother?
Oh, really? Is it really? It's the same guy?
Yeah.
Wait, no.
His brother's got the same name as him?
No, yeah. They're like Tomax and Zamoff, but different. Wait a minute. You don't get to direct Runaway and then write Jurassic Park. Really? Is that on someone's resume?
It's on his.
I guess, all right, well, fine.
He's like George Foreman and his 5 sons, George, and George.
George Jr.
Oh, you said Michael Crichton. I thought you were like Frank Crichton. Okay.
No, I said Michael.
Jesus Crichton.
Jesus Crichton. Oh, shit. Angry Townsman says, "What about Never Too Young to Die?" What
Treat.
about it?
I don't
Well, it's a
know.
little bit too late for Paul Stanley, but hey, anytime is better than never.
Jesus.
Never Too Young to Die, starring John Stamos, Vanity,
All right. Vanity.
Gene Simmons,
Ugh.
George Lazenby,
Treat.
Whoa, George Lazenby.
Robert England.
Nice.
Let's see, Peter Kwong. I don't know if I recognize any of these other folks. Tara Buckman, Ed Brock.
Buckman?
Tara Buckman? You know who Tara Buckman is?
Not offhand, no.
Tara Buckman plays in two roles that is one of them is important to me. One, Silent Night, Deadly Night. She's the mother who dies at the beginning of the movie. She's the mother. And also she plays opposite Adrienne Barbeau in Cannonball Run.
Yes. The great Cannonball Run.
They were the ones in the car when they would unzip their top garments.
Yep. But you get to see the goods in Silent Night, Deadly Night. So.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's Angry Townsman called that out and said Gene Simmons is also the villain in that. He says it's worth the trailer if nothing else. That cast though: John Stamos, Vanity, Gene Simmons, George Lazenby. Is it Lazenby or Lazenby? It's Lazenby. Right?
Yeah.
Robert Englund. Man,
yeah, he did. He was James Bond. George Lazenby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had a huge thing for Vanity.
You kept it in your drawer.
You and like a million other people.
Yeah. No, I like.
Well, you had a thing for John Stamos too.
I do. Yeah, that'd be a fucking killer threesome. Me, John Stamos.
Hey, I had a thing for Tara Buckman.
There you go. And for Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons.
I googled her actually about maybe 3 years ago.
And she wants you to stop
to see if she.
She got a restraining order against him.
No, just to see if she was still around. I mean, I know she's not acting anymore, but just to see if she was still around, and I couldn't find any info on her. So, which is a shame.
Funny that she came up in this episode. Then
I think so.
Pretty interesting. So let me see if we got any other chat. Nothing I can find right now. All right. So I don't even know how we got there, but hey, we got there.
A little rock and roll talk. That was a little...
What's your favorite Kiss song, MZ?
I don't have one. They're all stupid.
What about
yay?
What about Back in the New
Saturday night?
What about Back in the New York Groove from Ace Frehley's solo album?
Oh, fuck that guy. Fuck his manager too.
I remember. Do you guys remember when it was within the last like 6 years, Ace Frehley was at Rock and Shock, and remember he was totally sequestered.
Yeah, that's what MZ was talking about.
No, because he was talking about an earlier one when he was a wrangler for an actress or an actor rather. But this one we were there for Trick or Treat Radio. He was there, and I thought it was Paul.
Yeah.
I mistook Ace Frehley. I'm like, he looks a lot shorter than I remember. I'm like, oh, it's the other guy. But he had there was a lot of like negative feedback. I think like a lot of cats brought like guitars, and he wouldn't show up, and he was definitely being kind of a diva. And they hustled him through, like it was almost like that scene. Who's the guy that shot? The guy that shot we were told shot JFK. Like bringing him through, like they were like all like running him through like Rock and Shock, like he was like
what?
It's just
they were doing this with Ace Frehley.
Yeah, for Ace Frehley is when we were doing Trick or Treat Radio so you weren't doing wrangling for celebrities.
I was wrangling. I was working with Ian McCulloch and Ian McCulloch and Camille Keaton.
Oh, were you doing double duty? Were you at our booth and the Camille Keaton booth?
No. I was working with I was working for Para Productions at that point with Mike Barone.
But he might have been there twice, though.
I don't know. I wouldn't keep track of this prick.
I wouldn't keep track of him.
I'm not the fucking FBI. I couldn't care less.
And you're no nurse.
I'm not the FBI, and I'm no nurse.
The goddamn right.
Oh, God damn it.
Fuck Ace Frehley.
Oh,
Die.
yeah.
Fucking die.
Wow. Jesus.
Wowzers.
Get dark.
And Paul Stanley can die. Now, I've heard that Peter Criss is a nice guy. I've seen the guy, and he seems like a really jovial character.
He's
Well,
not. He's not in Kiss
he's a-
anymore. So
Well, he's a
No, I
bad.
understand that. I know he's not in Kiss anymore, but he was a member of Kiss.
Green
But
Silver.
I have seen the guy before. I saw him down in Chiller back in 2009 or 2010, I forget which. And he seems like a nice character. He seems like a nice guy. He's talking, he doesn't seem, stuck up or, too big for signing autographs at a con or anything like that. He seems like a nice guy. But your music sucks, dude.
Oh shit. So yeah, I was just looking to see who's in Kiss nowadays. Obviously it's still Paul and Gene, but
What is it like Menudo? They rotate fucking band members.
what I
Because
don't. I'm confused. So why is Eric Singer's the drummer again? He was the drummer in the '90s, and I guess he's back. But why is he the Catman and not the Fox? Because he was the Fox before. So why is he now the Catman?
Catman Crothers.
And why is Tommy Thayer the Spaceman? Tommy
Wait,
Thayer is so he's just basically like an Ace clone. I'm confused.
Eric Carr's passed away, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. Eric Carr was the Fox.
Yeah.
That's right. I got Eric Carr and Eric Singer confused. I didn't actually realize that Peter Criss left the band in 1980, like that early. I thought he was with them into the 80s, but I guess not. So yeah, Eric Carr was the drummer from 80 to 91 until his death.
From everything I've heard, I said not being a fan, but I think actually to take it back to Meets the Phantom of the Park, that was like, fuck. That was like a huge thing to fucking break up the band. And they all did their all simultaneous fucking debut albums.
Solo albums, yeah.
Albums and I said, I get the gimmick. It looks cool, but like I just never. I said, it's like the Grateful Dead. I like Truckin', I like Casey Jones, and I'm good. I can deal with Detroit Rock City. Lick It Up is funny to me. The video is pretty fucking terrible, but yeah, kind of awesome. Don't want to wait for an invitation. Ain't nobody be so good to yourself. Lick it up. Lick it up. Oh, it's only right now. Lick it up.
You know the song's pretty well, MZ. I will give you that.
Well, when you hear it 50 billion times, it gets kind of seared into your brain, no matter how hard you try to get rid of it.
Well, that's the magic of Kiss because we implant.
Oh yeah.
We're like the xenomorphs. We implant your brain and we come out and we get a lot of money as a result. So don't do drugs and mental health is stupid. Just be like Gene Simmons.
Oh, God.
apparently his son Nick Simmons wrote a comic book. He wrote and created the limited comic book series Incarnate, which was published by Radical Comics in 2009. Does that ring a bell, Raven Shadow?
Oh, yeah, I think Radical's pretty radical.
Pretty radical.
I believe Radical did the book I really enjoyed. What the fuck? They made a Netflix movie on it. Fuck my ass. What's that called? But the government shutting down the money.
They did Oblivion.
Yeah.
The movies was Oblivion, Hercules, Abattoir, and The Last Days of American Crime.
Thank you. Last Days of American Crime. Yeah, I truly enjoyed that 3-issue prestige format series. Well, I'm sure he's cool. Like, I don't blame the kids. It's not their fault.
Trying to think if these. Yeah, I guess I don't know. He hasn't done anything else. So I think that's the only comic he did.
Good.
All right. Well, MZ he's seething.
Knights in Satan's service.
That's not what it actually is.
Well, that's what I've heard. And,
Well,
it's
that's the rumor.
popular. It's a popular rumor. Yeah. Knights in Satan's service. Kind of like with ZZ Top.
Well, what
Where they were called. Well, ZZ Top is supposed to mean zigzag Texas on pot, but
what?
That's also a rumor.
That's a long way to go, though. I think Knights in Satan's service is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, but then again, like I said, it totally belies their music, their look, and that anagram. If that's true,
it's not though. But yeah.
Totally belies their music.
Like, I thought Molly Hatchet would be the most killer band in the world. Because they had pictures of fucking Death Dealer and shit like that,
Everybody feel good. Oh, yeah. Who wants to rock and roll? Oh, God.
Oh, Corny says, thanks. I needed y'all singing Lick It Up tonight. And Creepy Girl said she was headbanging. Oh, shit. All right. Well.
Oh, Joffy. That's the next fucking video we're doing. Next time you come up, we're doing a recreate the Lick It Up video. Actually,
trick or treat.
Now.
Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Before I was going to start to wind things down here, but Raven Chat, I don't know if it's still relevant, but you were going to tell a story like a couple weeks ago. Is that still relevant?
I can try to do a quick version of it. Speaking of rock and roll, so Mary and I, we had gone to the Pixie show in Boston about 2 weeks ago. Actually, it was the Thursday before my time off to paint the fucking house inside of the house.
It was the last, yeah. That's why we took that Thursday off.
Yes. So we go to Boston. At first, it's fucked up too.
Boston.
So it's been a while. So we're right on Lansdowne Street, right outside Fenway. And I haven't driven into Fenway at 5 o'clock at night since fucking Tito was the skipper. You know what I mean? It's been a while. Tito Francone, he was the manager.
I know who you're talking about.
Well, you get fucking confused.
No one else does.
Well, that's fucking 2004. It's a big fucking deal.
By the way, real quick, just interrupt. I thought of you the other day, Raven Shadow, because Jonathan Papelbon is now doing the pre and post game shows on Nessun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Will Middlebrooks and John Papelbon were doing the post game the other day.
Oh, is he drinking?
Probably. It seemed like he was.
Somebody had the fucking Bud Light boxes in his head. Fucking like, oh man, pretend you've been here before, brother. But yeah, so we pull into fucking we find parking, right? So we pull in, and it's literally the dude was kind of like the cat from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The guy who was like, you know, you speak English? What country you think this is? Look just like that.
That guy.
And he's like, oh, you got to back into the fucking, you got to back in. And they have these weird, like, lifts, like you were going to be deployed in, like, a jump mission, like you were in Starship Troopers. You have to back in these lifts in these parking garages now. Are you aware of this? I can only assume it's because maybe it's almost like bunk bed. Their parking is like bunk beds, where you have to raise it. So in case you could lift one vehicle up and back another vehicle in like a weird valet.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I fucking think it's stupid, but Marion did a great job. I was having an anxiety attack.
Of course you are.
So we go. Yeah. Look, why are we backing up? So we go in this club. It's like MGN. Beautiful. It's a beautiful new club. And we go in. I take all my weapons. Actually, I didn't have any weapons on me.
Took all my weapons off me.
Yeah. I left my knife at home because it was still kind of cold. So I was wearing my leather jacket, I have a short biker jacket. And I left my knife at home. I left my Leatherman at home, my multi-tool, and I made a point to put my tweezers in the console. So I got nothing on me, right? So I'm taking it. I have my phone, my wallet, and my cigarette pack all in my hand. And I get, Marion goes in, she's fine. I go in, it's like a fucking stereo.
John Cena, you mean?
John Cena, it's like John Cena's coming to the fucking club. So everyone, now meanwhile, there's 3 fucking Boston cops to my left, fucking waiting. And there's a guy who's probably 40-something years old, really into his magic wand. So he's like, this and that. I'm like, bro, here's this. Here's my brush. Fuck, this is all I have on me, right? Are your boots steel toe? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe, man. My dad got him at the Navy base. I don't have to fucking tell you. Oh, it's probably your fucking buckles. No shit. There's a lot of fucking buckles in the jacket, right? We're going to a fucking alternative rock and roll show. And then here's what pisses me off. He goes, oh, do you have a lighter for your cigarettes? I'm like, oh, yeah, it's right here. Do you think that set it off? He's like, no, but we don't allow lighters in the club. And I'm like, fucking really?
Bring matches next time.
What's the fucking thing? I'm like, you fucking just gave my lighter, bro. So now I'm kind of getting a little upset now. So I get, fine. You took my lighter. Not that I can smoke indoors like a grown-up, but you just took my fucking gray lighter that I liked. What if it was my fucking fuck communism one? What if it was a gift?
Then you don't go to the show and you go back and bring it to your car.
Well, then go fuck you, Pixies, because you can't fucking enter back in. That's why I didn't see Danzig. But fine. So fine. I go in, I let my lighter go. We'll buy a new one on the Pike on the way home. Go to get a drink at the bar. Get my 2 drinks.
The bar with the bar.
And no cash. It's all fucking credit cards. I'm like, what the fuck?
Raven Show, welcome to the future.
But it's stupid. Like, I don't want to. I have cash for drinks. I don't want to keep charging.
Yeah, but not many people carry cash these days.
Well,
I never carry cash. I haven't in years.
Well, that's why I carry weapons, because I always carry cash. Like the old.
So stop carrying cash. You don't need to carry weapons.
What the fuck? So now I'm pissed. And then I'm like, well, and then I go to the girl. I'm like, well, can you take $1? Can you take cash tips? Would that help you out? Because I get bad with percentages. I don't understand that complex molecular structures. So now we're there. Now I'm losing my smile, Wolfie. And you know what happens when I lose my smile?
Yeah.
It's not good. So we have great seats. We have great seats. We're on we look down. It's almost like old Yankee Stadium, where there's almost very steep steps. It's a beautiful club. I'm like, wait a minute. There's another bar over here. Let me ask somebody, is there any alternative to the credit card thing, right? So I'm getting kind of big time by the 2 bartenders, and I see a guy that looks like the cat from UHF. The whole spare change. You got any spare change?
Oh, that guy.
Mister, you have any spare change? So he works there, and he's drinking.
Was he asking you for spare change?
No, but he's a more better looking version of that guy.
That guy's
So and
pretty good looking. So I don't know.
he's better. He's put together, but he's drinking straight vodka in a Dixie cup. He works in the place. I'm like, hey, brother, is it all cash? What the fuck? Help a brother out. He's like, oh no, you can put dollars in to get a card that they can use. I'm like, cool. That allows me. This is what I'm going to spend on drinks. I'm fine with that. It'd have been nice if the bartender first had said that to me. So I go downstairs, and he wanted to hang with me. It seems like. So I get it. Now we're partying, hanging out with Mary, enjoying the show. They sounded great. Problem was they didn't really do any crowd banter, which was not fun. But anyway, so I see the guy again, and he's like, "How you find it okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, brother, thank you. I'd give you a tip, but I can't get change. Otherwise, I'd tip you out." And he's like, "Oh, well, if you want to tip me out, here's this," and gives me his card, and his name is
Gene Simmons.
it's
Oh, my name is Gene Simmons. You might know my friend Paul Stanley. Oh yeah.
Actually, so he's like, "Oh, if you want to do me a favor, check me out." So big ups to Sammy Tix, best deals in Boston on tickets to all events. Call or text, email, PayPal preferred. So I got his
So you
card.
just give him a free fucking promo?
Well, here's the thing. His gets better. His was more better. So no one, Coney's not gonna call Sammy Tix. Come on, he's from fucking Alabama. So now we're sitting there, and then I see him walk by again. I'm like, you know what? I bet he's a good smoking brother. I bet he smokes butts. So I'm like, hey man, do you get a pair of matches on you, or maybe an extra lighter by chance? And I'm like, yeah, the fucking guys, they ganked my lighter coming in. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to be here for a while. I'll get something. Here you go. So you can't have fucking lighters in the fucking club, but Sammy Tix does. So I gave up my gray lighter, but now I've been rocking this yellow lighter for the last week and a half. So fuck you.
Wow, big ups to Sammy Tix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
So
TIX?
It is TIX.
Because
Sammy
you
Tix.
don't like ticks.
Look how close he has to have that card to his eyeballs.
Yeah, I was a little
I have-
concerned because you don't like ticks, Raven Shadow. So
I don't like ticks, but I like tickets. You know what I'm saying?
you like Sammy Ticks.
I like Sammy Tix. 860-481.
53009.
Pretty close, Wolfie. But yeah. So PayPal is preferred with Sammy Tix. So check him out if you're in the Boston area and need a lighter.
Wow. I'm so glad we got to that story.
That's a
All right.
big V for victory for
All
Michael
right.
Raven Shadow and his yellow lighter.
So we should wrap this up.
All right.
Wrap it up! Wrap it up!
The story went too long now.
It's fucking time now.
I'm gonna die now!
Oh shit. All right. What are we doing? So if you guys want to support the show, there are a few ways you can do so. First and foremost, you can head on over to our Patreon, patreon.trickortreatradio.com. And we just released a new Patreon exclusive episode. We recorded on Sunday, and I think I released it on Sunday/Monday. I don't remember what day. But it was fun. We did kind of spur of the moment, but we did the Bad Dads of Horror. It was Father's Day that we recorded and seemed appropriate. So we talked about all the horrible fathers from genre and horror films. So you guys can check that out. We got the audio, we got the video, and you can join for as little as $2 a month. That's it, $2. So patreon.trickortreatradio.com. Also, Raven Shadow, one thing I wanted to mention is we have some holidays coming up, and also the anniversary coming up. So maybe we should talk about doing another Patreon special night.
Oh, fliggity-doo-doo.
So we can do maybe a blackout tapes, maybe a watch along, or some other kind of cool Patreon thing. So we'll get the details of that, but just tossing it out there. And also, if you guys want to continue to support in other ways, you can go to trickortreatradio.com, scroll down, look for the Amazon logo. You click on that logo, and it's going to bring you to Amazon. It's going to input our affiliate link, and then everything you purchase in that session gets attributed to us. Doesn't cost them any extra, Raven Shadow.
Well, it's a way to help keep the lights on.
That's right. So you can go ahead and use that. And finally, if you guys want to support, you can head on over to trickortreatradio.com, click on store, and from there you can go ahead and get the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio, volumes 1 through 3. And we've been doing the show almost 11 years, coming up on 11 years in about a month, about 5 weeks. And, you know, we don't expect everyone to go back and listen to every single episode. So if you guys want a little bit of a sampler, you can go ahead and check out the greatest hits. That's the best way. Do it. So those are the ways you can support us. Any and all help, any and all support is appreciated and helpful. So thank you guys so much. Now, Michael Raven Shadow, you sit down to watch Sisu. You know, lots of Nazis are going to die. Is there anything you're doing to prepare yourself for this movie? What do you do?
Oh man, I just get ready because I get excited. You know, good versus evil, black and white. Obvious bad guys. What gave away their uniform? You know what I mean? You understand? Looks to be fun. So, you better believe. I strapped on.
Oh, yeah. Message is a paid advertisement for the Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk. Their past glories a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips. The beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the Cult of Muscle.
I'm Alex West.
And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
You go through your week with the same old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories.
With your hosts, John,
Josh,
and Luke.
We have action,
horror,
and adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
Find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
A podcast for the barbarian at heart.
And we are returned. We are back. We have returned. Take your pick. We're back on Trick or Treat Radio. At least I am. And we're going to be talking about the film Sisu. And this film just got a theatrical release earlier this year and was released on premium VOD. I think it was about, let's see, it was a week or two ago. Maybe it was a few weeks ago now. Let's see if I can get the official date. Yeah, I don't have it in front of me. But it came out on premium VOD somewhat recently. And the film is written and directed by Hjalmari Helander. And it stars Jorma Tomiya, Axel Henny, Jack Doolan, Mimoso Williamo, Ani Tomiya, and let's see here. Yeah, that's the main cast. The synopsis of this film: when an ex-soldier who discovers gold in the Lapland wilderness tries to take the loot into the city, Nazi soldiers led by a brutal SS officer battle him. So this film, this film had a very impressive trailer. I think. Did you see the trailer, MZ? I don't remember.
No, I went into this movie cold.
Okay, I know you like to do that, so I know you do. I know your feelings about trailers, but and the film directed by Hjalmari Helander is well, you may recognize him because he directed the film Rare Exports from 2010.
Okay.
Which also stars Jorma Tomiya, who is the main character. He's the his name wasn't Sisu, but the main dude in this, and he was also the lead in Rare Exports as well.
All right.
And let's see here. I thought he might have done some other films that we've never done one of his on the show. He did a movie called Big Game from 2014 with Sam Jackson. I'm trying to think of, was that, I don't know if that was an American production. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that had Ray Stevenson, Samuel Jackson, Ted Levine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty interesting cast, and it was, I think it was an American production. Oh, it says, okay, so countries of origin, it was English and Finnish, so it might have been a joint production. I don't know if it got a big release as well, but if any of the listeners out there are familiar with the film Big Game, maybe they can let me know if this is a film that was released widely. So yeah, he did Big Game in 2014, and yeah, just a bunch of shorts. So in terms of features, he did Rare Exports, he did Big Game, and then this is his follow-up to that. So it's been quite a few years. 9 years since his last feature film. He's done some TV stuff. But yeah, it's good to see another film from Hjalmari. And yeah, so this one had a very, I don't know if I would say a viral trailer, but it definitely was getting shared at how sort of brutal it looked. So MZ, you know the scene, I think it's the first Nazi he kills with the knife through the head.
Yeah,
that's in the trailer. So it's like you see that, and it's like, okay, I know what we're in for here. Raven Shadow, did you hear me talking about the movie Big Game?
I didn't. Marion stopped by to drop a few things off.
Well, it's fine. Have you ever seen the movie Big Game with Sam Jackson?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, well, same director as Sisu.
Okay.
I've never seen that one, so.
I know.
Might have to correct that oversight. Sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah. So Sisu. This one definitely was on our radar after that trailer dropped and just seeing who it was from. And a lot of people, I don't want to diminish the film by saying this, but a lot of people were saying this is like John Wick's like grandfather, like if he was in the fucking, World War II, right?
Wow. So that was my initial thought watching this. Legit.
Yeah, like it's similar in the fact that it's a nonstop kill fest, and this guy is just a complete beast. Like they talked about how there was like legends about this guy. Kind of like same thing with John Wick.
Like Baba Yaga. Of a Russian. Deity or vengeance seeker, like the Russian Spectre.
Yeah, and he would. So it must have been what it would have been World War I, right, where he killed all the Russians. Is that? I'm trying to think where that lines up. If there was a conflict with Finland or if it was World War I. But anyways, he got the notoriety from killing tons of Russians, and like they just couldn't kill him, and they were saying that he's immortal. And they had a name for it. I can't remember what the name was, but
case of Wolfie too. Also, the Germans knew the Russian legend.
Right. When they found his dog tag or something, they called in, and someone at the base gave him the legend of that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like he fucking did this, and that, and like you fucking dummies. Like we lost 7 of our men. Could have been fucking worse.
Yeah, but also the ongoing story with him is that he was uncontrollable. That the generals and the sergeants couldn't control him because he was too violent. So when wartime came around, they just let him loose like a rabid dog.
Yeah. That was the best way. Is don't even bother, trying to control this guy. Just let him do his thing. Set him loose and let him do his thing.
Yeah.
And so the film is told in, technically it's told in 6 chapters. I think the chapters are more or less to kind of orient you. Like they're not as, a lot of times when you see films with chapter markers, like title cards, it's, has a lot to, maybe some foreshadowing or something, but this really was just like, yep, like, this is gold. This is the Nazis. This is, like kill 'em all, I think was one of them. And
yeah, the legend or legendary, I think one of them was called.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very when you see them, they're very self-explanatory about what you're in for. There's nothing cryptic about it at all.
Yeah, no. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a pretty straightforward story of this guy in Finland, and I think if I'm not mistaken, the Germans. This is towards the end of World War II, and the Germans were still kind of in control, but I think they were supposed to the Finns were trying to drive them out or something like that. If I remember correctly, what it said. So this is kind of towards the end. And they still had a pretty good force, especially against one guy. I mean, there was like, they were stealing women and, and raping them and having their way with them. And, it was just bad times. They were setting fire to towns and, generally horrible shit.
Well, it's true. I mean, with the intro, it kind of gave you, I like the intro definition of the name of the film.
Yeah.
I like that. And then it had that kind of like Game of Thrones, Westeros, intro with the final days of World War II. Even the one point the Nazis were like, "Hey man, it's over. We gotta get the fuck out of here." So it made their rationale for being involved making more sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were. And I even like just they even had I'm saying a good core villain of a triple threat of like assholes. They had a good hierarchy of villains relishing the part, especially the leader. Had a great evil look.
Yeah. And that was Bruno was the name of the character played by Axel Henny, who had a very like memorable sort of like evil look to him. He was mostly sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Very reserved in a lot of his like reactions, but that was almost kind of like scary in its own right. Like how he's kind of like he wasn't like 9, do this, do that, like you just go kill him or whatever,
Do you guys think? I just want to say it before I forget it. Could this fit in the world of Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards? Like, could this be in that same universe? If it was a spin-off, or because I saw some similarities in kind of a pulpy with the title card. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
I get what you're saying. I mean, the directorial style between what we have here and Tarantino are, they're different, but they're the same. Because there's times in this film where you feel like he's getting the, for lack of a better term, money shot. The one that looks like it could sell the film. Tarantino's films is, from the very first frame is all that. I mean, but I think he's more. I can see where you're going with this, and I think it's more of an homage to Quentin Tarantino, because Rare Exports is nothing like this at all as far as the style goes. Now, I don't know about his other films that he did, in between Rare Exports and this film, so I can't speak on that. But just judging from this film, it looks like it's more of an homage to Tarantino than anything else. But could it fit in the same universe? Probably. But the differences that would be noticeable.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to look at contemporary sort of pulp. I was going to say pulp fiction, but I mean, what I mean is like pulp cinema, and not sort of think about Tarantino at times. I think that it's hard for me to say, but this could be more in line with some of the things that influenced Tarantino, because what the director, Jalmari Hollander, he says that the 1982 film First Blood and the real-life Finnish military sniper Simo Haya, who fought against the Red Army, served as inspiration for the film. So, I mean, First Blood I could totally see, right? Like that, although there's a lot more killing in this than there was ever in First Blood.
Yeah. When I watched this movie, the other movie that I couldn't get out of my head because of the tone, the style, the way the certain scenes are framed, a whole litany of things popped into my head. This movie is a lot in the style of Mad Heidi.
Oh.
Like this could be a double feature with Mad Heidi. Now, whether we like it or not is a different. We don't know yet. We'll cross that bridge when we pass it. But just in its style and overall tone, the way action and reaction, action set pieces, violence.
I would actually disagree. I mean, I guess I agree to a point, but this is a more serious, more realistic style film. Whereas,
no.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that, but I'm just talking about the overall. I don't know. It's just something about the way it's filmed that maybe the tone is the wrong word to use, but it's just the way it's filmed, the way it looks, the way things happen, the way dialogue is exchanged, it just comes across that way. You know, at least for me, anyway.
All right. So all right, well let's dive in and let's start talking about it a little bit more. And so in the beginning here, we have our main character, and he is prospecting in the Lapland, the Finnish Lapland, and he strikes gold. He finds some gold, and so from there he digs it up and breaks it all up, and he's about to go to the city when he encounters a whole kind of squad of SS officers. There's one I think it was like one truck, and they kind of let him go. Or no, there was a big. That's right. It was like there's several.
Yeah, it was
several trucks. It was like like 5 or 6 or something like that, and they just kind of stared him down and they let him go, and basically said, like he'll, you won't make it very far, old man. And then there was another group of Nazis who were in a Jeep, and so they stopped him, and they kind of like looked at what he had. He's riding a horse and he has a dog with him, and so they stop him and find that he has gold, and of course now they want it and they want to kill him. And we see our first glimpse of this character like being a fucking complete badass and killing fools. That first knife to the like through the head was fucking brutal, and I think that sets up like, okay, yeah, this is going to be that kind of movie.
Yeah, it was a sweet first kill, and I mean, a little over exaggerated. Shove a knife straight through a skull.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, well, I'll definitely buy into that. I mean, what the fuck? I'm not gonna mince words with it. I mean, the guy's just killed a Nazi. So give him the humanitarian award. And...
Yeah, it's so it's hard not to root for this character, right? I mean, in no way, is there any sympathy for the Nazis? I mean, they're Nazis, right? Like, you don't need to do anything to make them the bad guys when you put them in a movie, And so he's just trying to bring his gold to the city, and they stop him. And it's not really, I mean, I want to find the line. It's like, let me try to find where that line is. I'll look for it in a sec. But there's some really good sort of lines in this dialogue and stuff, and talking about how he is just a complete badass. It's that it's oh man, it's oh shit, my mic just fucking broke. Didn't break it. It moved quick. I'll look for the line, but yeah, it's pretty brutal, and he takes out a lot of Nazis, in quick succession. And I really like that first scene. Like, it just really got to the heart of it. And then you could hear the other group that had already passed by him and let him go. They hear all this gunfire, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, we maybe should go back and see what happened. And then they do, and they find, they find this dude. And so they have, and then he goes, is that where he goes through the minefield, right?
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
they tried to shoot him, and so he ran away into the minefield.
Well, that was so great about everything leading up to what you said, Wolfie, was all amping up the tension, even down to, away from the war. But as it opens up, the war is getting closer because all the planes are flying over.
Right.
And
yeah. True.
You can hear the gunshot, so it's like, oh shit, it's getting close. It's like fireworks down by the mall, As he discovers basically the king's ransom, if you will. And where he has to go to sell is where these Nazi bastards are coming from. So he's got to like commit to it. And that scene is so tense because you know these Nazis, and also it shows you, in case you didn't miss it, there's a scene why they're the bad guys, which adds to the leadership hierarchy of the bad guys. So yeah, but then you have this, he's on a horseback, and he has his, little bigger than Oliver white dog with one eye, running amok, and that great scene with him.
Right.
And then shit gets real. They go to the fucking minefield for sure.
Yeah, that scene was nuts because they kind of drove him into the minefield, and then all of a sudden you see a fucking explosion. And at first I did a double take. I'm like, wait, that can't be him. That's our hero. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
But it's kind of a brutal scene. His horse steps on a mine, so you can just imagine what happens to his horse. It was pretty fucking brutal. And he's alive still, but he's fucked up. And yeah, that was a pretty brutal scene with the landmine for sure.
Yeah, well, the whole landmine scene, and I don't want to get into too many details about this, but the whole landmine scene was probably my favorite in the entire film. First of all, you got the real horrors of war here, because this really did happen. Second of all, you got the tension because of what certain characters have to do in order to get through. So there's that tension, there's that suspense, and exactly, who's going to buy it, when are they going to buy it, and how bad is it going to get? And it's impressive how I mean, the scenes are well edited, and it's like I said, it's probably my favorite scene in the entire movie, because it is just so, you just don't know when, it's going to happen, you just don't know when. So there's that suspense that you have to deal with, and I was on the edge of my seat watching this scene, because I'm like, well, all right, something's going to happen. We don't know when, we don't know to who, but we know it's going to happen, and it was just a real pleasant experience, because after all, they are Nazis.
Well, that's I think that's the magic trick of this movie, is that feeling permeates from the minute he finds the gold to where we're at now in the film, and like, this is not a like-to-like comparison. But the landmine scene in this, I had similar feelings to the landmine scene, or the no man's land scene in the first Wonder Woman. Not the fucking same sport, but just that for both their respective films, I kind of felt that way, in terms of being into it and just like engaged in the product. Do you know what I mean? I was into it.
Yeah. Here's this kind of sums up a little bit of what you guys were saying earlier, but here is a review, just from somebody on Twitter. It says, and it was retweeted by the Sisu account. It says, over the weekend, I was invited to a screening of the new movie Sisu. If you're a fan of the John Wick series, particularly number 4, and also a fan of Quentin Tarantino, you're going to have so much fun. I've seen it described as glorious. It's also beautifully shot, believe it or not. And I agree with all that. I think I think it has that pulpy feel to it that Tarantino does. Very much sort of a John Wick style of this one-man death squad, as he's referred to. And it's beautifully shot. So all those combined make for a really compelling picture with, with like glorious violence, if you want to call it that,
Yeah. Like, I would love to hear Aries' take on this.
is Aries.
Yeah, right? Like, this is what he's been doing. This movie's based on him. Because it fucking escalates, right? Come on now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it Especially the chapter Kill 'Em All chapter, right? Like it. Well, actually, let me go back to the mine scene. I don't want to give too much away in terms of like, specific things that happened, but there was when the Nazis were going up to the big cloud of smoke, like when they were trying to find him. Like I fucking love that, and I think it's what you're talking about, MZ, right? Where it's so tense.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, all I'll say is mines get thrown.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome. Just seeing the mine come flying out of the smoke. It was so good. But yeah,
it's one of those kind of scenes in one of those kind of movies where you stand up and cheer. You applaud, you laugh, you point, you have fun. You poke your friends and tell them, "Hey, how awesome was that shit?" I mean, it's that kind of. It's the whole movie is like that, really. But this particular scene was especially fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of high five and white guy moments. Like, yeah, woo, that's fucking
awesome. Yeah, it's so there's some pretty good, definitely some good violence in it. Early on, later, and it's one of those things where, like, this guy, it almost seems like he's unkillable. It's like that legend, right? Like it borders on, like, why that legend came to be, but it's not so crazy that it's completely unbelievable in a realistic sense, which I think was one of the things I really dug about it. Yeah, so I mean, and plus the actor Yorma Tomiya, who plays the main character here, he was just like perfect for it. Like, he completely believable. You believe that this dude was a complete, like, death machine, death squad badass, and even when those moments when he's kind of like fixing himself up, he's in pain, and it's all very believable,
Yeah,
Yes.
From that, what's that John Wick, that John McClane, that just like that school of John Rambo. Wow, all the Johns.
Yeah. So here's the definition of Sisu. So it says, Sisu is a Finnish word that cannot be translated. It means a white-knuckled form of courage and unimaginable determination. Sisu manifests itself when all hope is lost. So,
and like, well, that intro, as this movie fucking ramped up, my mind goes back to that intro. I'm like, yep, you totally gave me everything I fucking needed. That's all I needed. And this world makes sense to me. Because that's what he's fucking going through. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't find that fucking quote. I'm looking for this one quote where it's the woman, the one, like the main woman in the truck, where she had a quote, and I can't remember. I want to read it verbatim and not, just butcher it. So I was looking for it.
I think I know what you're talking about too. And there was a great supporting cast. There's really interesting characters. And can I just throw it out now because I'm thinking about it? There's a certain scene when a certain like gun turret ran into another truck.
Oh yeah.
Did everybody get the metaphor?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And also, I mean, I guess you could call him the second in command.
Yeah.
Didn't he bear a striking resemblance to what was his name? God damn it. I had it in my head, now I lost it. Hold on. Let me I want to say C. Thomas Howell, but that's not right.
No, it's not
no,
right.
It's not C. Thomas Howell. No, he doesn't look like
it was
C.
a
Thomas
soul
Howell.
man.
Yeah, it's more like it's more fucking Thermos Howell. Who's the guy than C. Thomas Howell? Who's the guy from Gilligan's Island?
John C. Reilly.
Oh, I could kind of see that. I know what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, I saw him and I'm like, hey, man, he looks a little bit like John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
But
sorry to interrupt, but that guy who you're talking about right now, the one who looks like John C. Reilly, he was in The Boys, Raven Shadow.
I knew he looked familiar.
He played Horse Tommy. I'm trying to remember who that is.
Not sure.
I don't know why I don't remember Horse Tommy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was in that as well. So we definitely would have seen him in The Boys.
Yeah, he looked familiar to me. Yeah.
But I want to talk briefly about how fucking beautiful this film was. Some of the shots were like just absolutely gorgeous. Like I especially like some of the stuff when he finds the gold and you could see the gold light kind of coming, like reflecting off it onto his face. There's some great shots of like the planes passing by. When that little village or town was on fire, like that was fucking gorgeous. The way it was shot, and just some of the other shots when he's like even when he's fighting, and even some of the stuff later on in the kind of climax scene, I thought was really well executed. So it's a really good looking film, you know, and I love when you don't have to sacrifice style for substance. Like I know a lot of times we talk about style over substance, or it was all substance, no style, or whatever. But I feel like this found a good balance of substance and style, and it looked really good, and it also had a lot of really good substance in it as well, you know? Do you guys have any thoughts about the look of it?
Oh, I agree. Yeah, there was some really nice landscape shots where you get, wide mountain ranges and a nice sky. I also feel like because a majority of this film, if not all the film, if I'm not mistaken, is set on an overcast day. So that kind of washes out the colors a little bit. So that kind of downplays the colors a little bit, which also brings up the violence a little bit more. The red, the blood and red, red blood.
That's a good point.
It just pops a little bit better. And being shot on digital, I believe it is shot on digital, just makes it accentuated that much more. But it's a nice looking film. I do love the way it's shot. I love the way it's edited. It just keeps going and going and going. Time for lulls, because after all, I mean, this guy needs a break every now and again. You know,
no shit.
But although I do have my criticisms about it. One of the criticisms I do have, and it's not stylistically, how it's shot or anything like that, but his dog. His dog just annoyed the hell out of me.
What?
Fuck, bro.
I said his dog just annoyed the hell out of me.
How can you possibly, like, how is that even a thing?
Yeah, well,
Boo this man.
Allow me to explain.
Boo earns.
I just felt that it was too much of a how would I put this? I just felt that it was too much of a giveaway for him. I mean, this is going to be a guy who's going to be taking on this entire troop all by himself. And I just feel like the dog is there to cause possible problems for him if he's trying to hide or do a sneak attack. I just felt like the dog was too much of an out for that.
Yeah, but I mean, the dude, that's his dog.
Yeah, I know that's his dog.
So you're saying it was more of a plot device than it was a pet?
Yeah, I do. I think the film would have worked just fine without the dog.
Well, sure, of course it would have, but I feel like it. I mean, there was a couple scenes because and hear me out here for a sec. Because we didn't get much emotion or much of anything from the main character. So I feel like having the dog with him added some extra sympathy. You know, like not that you really needed it because he's killing Nazis. So it's not like you really needed it, but it brings a more of an emotional connection to the character and wanting him and his dog to survive.
Kill him like it was.
And I feel like it was a really good emotional connection to that character. Because if you can't connect with him, at least you can connect with his relationship to his dog, you know? Because he's such a stoic character that it's really difficult to sort of get a glimpse of what he's about. He's just about killing and getting vengeance on these guys for fucking with him, you know? And
yeah, no, I mean that makes sense. I get it, but
I know what you mean. Where it just adds, the dog comes up and starts barking, and so now they know where he is. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I just feel like it would have been better without the dog.
Yeah, Angry Townsman says the horse and dog were his only family. Like he did mourn the horse.
God.
That was a kind of a tender moment and kind of a sad scene.
I was gonna have my chest was hurting a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, and I knew it was.
Did you smell burnt toast?
Yeah, no, I went to have some toast. I'm not sure. Like, it was weird. But no, I hear you. But yeah, it was. You knew he already had a lost gimmick, but they didn't deal with it. But like, much like the John Wick thing, also too, he probably didn't need to walk into where the fucking fire was coming from either.
Right.
Yeah.
And I will, like, part of me wants to sort of say, you know what, I'm gonna make a call here and say, just because I actually saw this tweeted out and it actually helped me, but the dog makes it. Okay. It's not, and I feel like that almost might have been a nod to John Wick, where this guy protects his dog, so I don't know if there was a connection there to that, but I saw that tweeted out, for people who, because I was a little afraid, honestly, when I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh man, like the dog's definitely gonna fucking get it, and thankfully that doesn't happen. Hopefully that doesn't spoil anything for anybody. The dog gets put into peril. I'll say that.
Why'd you have to say it?
That scene where the dog finds him in that village was kind of rough, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is actually one of Ollie's favorite movies of the year so far, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah. No, we moved the TV in the bedroom. Really sexy. He likes the new coat of gray we put on from the previous coat of gray. That's what dogs see. But yeah, we watched this last night in the bedroom, and he's a big fan of this picture, but he was scared.
He was scared for the dog. It was a cute dog, too.
It was kind of a big version of Oliver. He only had one eye, though. He was the Snake Plissken of dogs.
Give him an eye patch.
Yeah. Should have.
Well, sheepdog or something shit.
And I found that quote. I think this is the quote from the woman, the main woman that was in the truck, and it says, "This is not about who is the strongest. This is about not giving up."
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he wasn't trying to, show that he's the strongest, or it's not like some macho thing. It's really just about survival and not giving up. Like he has a goal, and he's going to do it against all odds, right?
Right. And one of them says, I don't know if it's the girl or maybe one of the SS soldiers. They say that he's not immortal. He just refuses to die.
Yeah.
Oh, what a fucking line.
Yeah.
It is a good line. It is a good line.
Like, he's got a little bit of Rocky Balboa, too. It's not how hard you get hit. Fucking, It's how you get hit. You know what I mean? It's like you can keep going.
You know what's funny too is so they also released, like, as a kind of a promotional thing, an app you can download. It's Sisu Sweeper. It's basically Minesweeper. So it's like the Minefield game. So you can download an app and play Sisu Sweeper.
My lord.
I'm going to download that right now.
Evil Corny says, that dog was cute. What's your fucking problem, MZ?
Hey, fuck you, man.
And yeah, Angry agrees and says the dog gives him a touch of humanity. And that's because Angry's smart.
Look. Angry, evil. Look,
Angry,
I know
evil.
you like dogs. Angry and evil. We got the most cheerful audience, don't we? Angry and evil. Look, I
Says the
understand
monster.
love of the dog. I love the dog too. I thought the dog was cute, but I just felt that he was too much of a giveaway. That's and the fact that Wolfie here pretty much gave away this dog's fate. It's kind of like watching. It's kind of like watching Empire Strikes Back before watching A New Hope.
Yeah, well, it's exactly like that.
It is. It's the same principle. You give whoever, if they make it through the film, obviously, and if they're in the sequel, then they obviously made it through the film, the first film, just like the dog here. If the dog made it through everything that happens here, then the dog survives at the end, and you gave that away.
But there's only one film, though.
But he gave it away. He said the dog's in peril, but he also said, before he even said that, he said the dog survives.
Well, you know what? If I wasn't watching this for the show, and I knew ahead of time that the dog died, I probably would not want to watch this movie.
Oh,
but don't they have certain like sites now, like the dog?
Does the dog die?
Does the dog die?
Yeah.
Like
some people don't want to see it.
Those are some trigger warnings for people. Yeah. I get it.
A movie.
I know.
Am I talking to like 1950s mentality here? It's a movie. A movie. The dog doesn't really die. The dog's not really in peril.
Yeah, this is not a Ruggiero Deodato film.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Hell, it's not even an American film. So whether or not, I'm sure overseas they have animal, humane societies hitting the film sets to make sure that everything's on the up and up and making sure that the animals are safe and sound and not near any kind of trouble. But come on, you think they're not going to kill an animal for a film nowadays. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, they do. They do it all the time.
When did they do it?
When they killed a dog?
No, or any animal within reason.
We've
talking
seen
about
a few movies this year.
Like what? Where an animal actually? I'm talking about when an animal is actually killed.
Vampire's Kiss. Nicolas Cage had a cockroach. Check out
1988, and it's a cockroach. Who gives a shit?
Check out Untitled Nick Cage podcast from the Zombie Girls Network.
Oh wait, Evil Corny says this film was set in World War II. That pup is long gone now.
He's got a point there.
Jesus Christ, Corny.
In the end, it really doesn't matter, huh? No, but I mean, it's like, I mean, this is like 1973 when The Exorcist was released. Everybody started having convulsions and thinking the movie was made out of hell and Satan was in it and shit like that. I mean, what kind of mentality is this? Come on, wake up, you guys.
I love the term "made out of hell." That's a great fucking T-shirt. Made out of.
Wake up and smell the grease paint, Paul Stanley.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Someone call marketing. Made out of
But
hell.
this guy, what's his name? I mean, he has a name.
Well,
but
his name's Atami, but they never. I don't think they actually say that in the movie.
no, they gave him another name. They gave him the name of
It's
Tuckle.
immortal.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever that stood for.
Yeah, they mentioned it a couple of times. Well, anyway, so he's finding every way to survive and to get through these Nazi soldiers, and the man is awfully resourceful. You can see why this guy has lived the life that he has. He's highly resourceful. He's intelligent. You wouldn't think so, but the guy's highly intelligent. He knows how to get around. He knows how to outthink his opponent, and we get to see that played out. Now, there are other times in this film, though, that you don't see it played out. You just see the end result. And I don't know. I think that's a little bit of a cop-out. I mean, I would like to see something. I mean, there's a couple of scenes in which, like in a cliffhanger or one of the serials of the 1940s, where the hero is up against insurmountable odds, and he only has so much time to take care of what needs to be taken care of for him to survive through this segment, and we don't get to see that until the next serial. There's a couple of scenes like that played out here, in which he's up against insurmountable odds, and somehow he survives, but we don't get to see how that's done. Not even in flashback, nothing. So I find that to be a little bit of a cop-out, but in the end, it doesn't really matter because the guy is killing off Nazis.
Yeah, that's justification for anything, right?
Wouldn't you think so?
I would. I know Raven Shadow does.
Word.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. There's a couple of things I wanted to mention. So there's some pretty outrageous kills, as we talked about. Lots of body parts flying.
Yes.
Heads exploding, or at least being parts of them exploding.
Legs flying in the air.
Yeah.
Run overings.
Yeah. And our hero, he takes quite a fucking beating too.
Yeah.
Like picking fucking, shrapnel out of his stomach and
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
how about this? It's not. I don't think it's giving too much away. The dude legit set himself on fire on purpose.
Right?
That was fucking awesome.
I thought his plan was something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, wait a minute. Well, this isn't going to work out the way oh my God. Why would he do that?
And Raven Shadow,
also
that wouldn't have worked at the Pixie show for you because you didn't have a lighter.
That's why.
And this guy also survives not only through skill, which 90% of the film he survives through skill, but there's also times where he survives through just dumb luck. There's a scene in this movie that is highly referential to a certain scene in Wonder Woman, the movie Wonder Woman that came out a few years ago, involving a shield.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And that scene I felt was just purely dumb luck.
That wouldn't have. You couldn't have done that.
No, there's no way in order for him to survive that kind of gunfire, it has nothing to do with the shield. It has everything to do with everything that's below the shield, and not a single bullet hits him. Come
Oh,
on.
I mean,
but
yeah.
who was shooting these things? Stormtroopers or the A-Team? Come
Well,
on, what the hell?
well, I mean, technically, the SS,
Had bad guy bullets.
yeah, the SS are stormtroopers. So,
They're the original.
yeah, the original stormtroopers.
Yeah, all right.
But
And it got a couple of years ago.
I mean,
but,
you're right. I mean, it also is a movie, so there's a certain amount of suspension of disbelief or verisimilitude, if you will. And I think that yes, he did get lucky. They were shooting the fucking tank at him riding a horse. They were shooting at him as he was running away on fire. There was a few times when it's like, yeah, okay, well, these guys really that bad of a shot?
And oddly enough, not the worst suspension of disbelief you have to go through as the picture progresses. Or not the most leaping, if you will.
Oh, wait, are you talking about the finale, like the
denouement?
I fucking loved one thing about that. I'm not going to say.
Dude, come over. Let's watch it.
When someone gives the finger.
Oh. Dude, I popped so fucking.
It was so good. It was so good.
And I love the fact that this guy doesn't talk at all. You hear him grunt and groan every now and again, but you never hear him talk. He doesn't say a word. He is ultimately silent but deadly. He's the human fart.
No, that's a bad moniker.
Yeah, but that's what he is. He's silent but deadly. I mean, the guy doesn't talk. He doesn't say a word. But
oh my lord, yeah, it's like I don't know, like, and I guess most of us are, maybe me more than others, myself, all of us, but like, and I don't know what was happening in this part of the world in this time. I'm not familiar with what was going on there, but I was along for the ride and believed like this could have been like even like this could be the guy that the stories of Indiana Jones and John Wick are based on. Like he's like if they're all
like the original pulp hero or something.
Like he's like the Doc Savage of like the Shadow,
yeah,
something like that. Like the guy, oh yeah, this dude's dope, but how about the Phantom, or Mandrake and shit like that. What a great character and a great badass chick crew. We haven't even fucking talked about that.
Yeah, that scene where they're all like armed was pretty fucking great, right?
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. Not you guys, but the fucking Nazi.
Here's another quick review I just saw on Twitter. Gold, Nazi baddies, girl power, stunts, and scenes John Wick would consider implausible.
Right? Like, this is dope, man.
Yeah, it's just a fun, mindless movie. But and when I say mindless, I don't mean it's like this has a little bit more substance than like a Rambo movie. Rambo is typically, I mean, at least what I recall is it's just violence. It's just a vehicle for violence.
Wolfie. Must you better break my balls, Wolfie. I don't know what to do.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, a little something, a monocle, you fuck.
But yeah, this has a little bit of substance to it. It's got like I wouldn't say like a positive message necessarily. It's not that kind of film, but it's just killing fucking Nazis, and it's this dude who is just persevering through all this bullshit to get to his goal. So in a way, you could take something from that, right? Like this dude does not give up, and he just does whatever it takes to achieve his goal, and no matter what gets in his way.
But it's like the things. Some movies, I think I've mentioned this in the past, and I think we've discussed films with this over the last couple of years. Movies taking just a basic storyline of invasion, home invasion, like the movie with the Draculas and the Bachelorette party, and making it a little bit of a skew. Taking something simple, it's basically, this movie is even John Wick. You kill a guy's dog and steal his car. Great revenge premise. Taken. Oh, you stole a guy's daughter, but he happens to be a fucking secret agent. Second movie, stealing the ex-wife, not so big of a problem, but you know what I mean? Like, just taking the story and twisting it a little bit. And I think this movie did that.
Yeah. I also want to call out the underwater scenes. I thought were fucking awesome too. Like the way that they looked and were filmed.
Yeah.
Just, I imagine that's a very difficult thing to do, but they looked incredibly well done and very pretty in this.
Yeah. The underwater scenes were really, really great. Just a lot of things about the way this movie looked was good. I do think though and I'm gonna say this is going on to the budget, but I felt that some of the CGI was a little shoddy. Some of the planes, there's one, the scene at the end with the plane, I felt was a little, a little campy, but it didn't take me out of the movie, but it was noticeable that the big climactic ending was kind of, in terms of how it looked. The action for it was great, but just in terms of how it looked, it was kind of sketchy for me. Outside of that, I mean, the way this film looked was fucking faboo, babe.
Angry Townsman says he did have MC plot armor. Yes, he definitely had plot armor. All right. Well, anything else you guys want to say about this before we start to wrap up? All right. I think we've talked a lot about it, and the only thing that's left is to give the verdict. So let's do that.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right. It is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether this film was a trick or a treat. Any final thoughts? Let's start with Monster Zero.
I felt the dog was a plot device, but I don't care because this guy's killing Nazis. I felt that the CGI in this movie was a little wonky, but you know what? I don't care because this guy's killing Nazis. Just, it doesn't matter what he does. He's killing Nazis. I felt a lot of his survival tactics was done out of pure luck rather than skill. Doesn't matter. This guy's killing Nazis. And that's really what it is. And I'll be honest with you, when I was watching this and I'm watching him taking care of these pricks, I was smiling. I was really smiling. And you couldn't chisel the smile off my face as I was watching that. And that does not happen often with me. But given the subject matter involved, how could you do anything but not smile? It was an enjoyable film. Also, be on the lookout for the last, say, maybe 10 minutes of the film, where the film goes from English to German, as well as Finnish. So make sure you get those subtitles going. Outside of that, you really don't need it. But it's a gory good time. It's full of action, suspense, wonderment, drama, romance. No romance. Everyone played their part perfectly. I got a kick out of everybody. It's just a very well acted, simple plot, well acted. However, everyone looked like they were enjoying their roles, and I'm going to give this a recommend. This is a treat.
All right, treat from Z. How about you, Raven Shadow?
Wow, I truly can't believe. I think aside from the fucking dog stuff, I think Montezero really hit the nail on the head on this one. You know, he's look at now he's putting his headphones on. Oh, I'm saying something good about me. No, I think it was like anything I could say would be more like, you know, to his Walt Whitman, I'd be like Sean Waltman. Like, I don't know. I can't, you know. But I loved it too. I really enjoyed it. It was badass. It references all these things. If you like, you know, Leslie Nielsen, fucking Charlie Bronson, Rambo, John
Did you say
Wick.
Charlize Bronson?
Shirley's Bronson. She's good.
Did you say Leslie Nielsen?
No, I'm really I'm thinking about Shirley's Bronson right now. I'm kind of getting a little hot. Like I'm picturing like
with that hairdo.
Yeah, but with like brunette. She wouldn't have a mustache, at least on her face. You know what I mean? Like she'll work on some stuff, but she'd have like that cut. That'd be fucking killer. Shirley's Bronson. That's my new fucking band name. That'd be the shit, right?
Oh, it's shit.
Are you going to let people into your concerts with lighters and tweezers?
Yeah, it's a mandatory, actually.
If you don't have me, get kicked out.
Come in, yeah, we're going to sell them $20 a pop. We're going to sell every damn night.
Every damn night?
in the stage?
Every day. Right?
At the Lucky Dog?
What this boy be talking about at the Lucky Dog?
So, I mean, it's totally a fucking treat, right?
You tell us. It's your opinion.
My opinion, even if you're European, this is a treat. All our opinions.
All your opinion are belong to us.
I don't know what you just said, little kid.
You don't know all your base are belong to us?
All my bases belong to you?
Oh, my God. Never mind. Why don't you go take a submarine and go see the Titanic, Raven Shadow?
Wow. Wow. What? Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay, okay. I just want to make sure you're up on current events.
Yeah, I know. It's been a fucking thing. It's been quite a happenstance, hasn't it?
All right. So, yeah, for me, this is a treat. This is a really fun movie. It's really well made. It's bloody. It's gory. It's brutal. It's beautiful. And it's lots of Nazis dying. I will say I don't want to talk about what happens at the end, but the set piece at the end, after the big showdown, I like how that scene ended. Like, it was surprising and shocking, but it actually looked really cool, like what they were doing with it. So I really dug that. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, this is a fucking great movie. It's all the things I said, and really, I mean, there's no reason not to watch this. Like, I can't think of too many people, unless you're a little like on the queasy side of things and you don't like gore, or blood or body parts flying. But otherwise, there's really no reason not to watch this movie. It's just flat out violent fun. So yeah, I would say this is a big treat for me. So treats all around for Sisu.
And they kill Nazis.
And they kill Nazis. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of Nazis. All right. So next week we have a guest. We have verified our guest, and we have a movie. And that guest is going to be our good friend Arkham. Josh is going to be joining us, hanging out with us. Should be a good time. And gave Josh a list of films. And he chose what I believe is going to be like a folk horror film called Ennis. What? What's wrong with folk horror?
Folk horror, man. All right.
What's wrong with it? What's wrong?
It's long, isn't it? Isn't folk horror long?
This is 96 minutes.
That sounds long to me.
What's the name of the movie?
Well, I would say if he didn't fucking start flipping out.
Well, Raven Shadow, shut the fuck up.
Raven Shadow. The other option that I would have picked if it wasn't for Josh would have been like a 3-hour movie. So you should be thanking Josh.
Thank you, Josh. All right, fine.
Name of the movie. What is it?
I'm making sure he doesn't talk over me again. The name of the movie is Ennis Men. ENYS Men. MEN. 2 words. ENYS space MEN. Raven Shadow. Ennis Men. And it is a film written and directed by Mark Jenkin. And it is available on VOD. And this film, let's see. I'll read the synopsis. Set in 1973 on an uninhabited island off the Cornish coast, a wildlife volunteer's daily observations of a rare flower turn into a metaphysical journey that forces her, as well as the viewer, to question what is real and what is nightmare. So this one looks pretty interesting. Had this one on the radar, and Josh wanted to go along with it. So let's we're going to do that. Ennis Men next week. Raven Shadow is ecstatic. What do you think? What do you think already? Like, what's your quick verdict about this film, Raven Shadow?
I don't know. Ennis Men, like Garth Ennis leads a team of. I don't know. It's, I'm gonna trust Josh. He's a gentleman. He's a scholar. He's smart. So I'm gonna, in Josh, I trust, and it'll be awesome. So I'm looking forward to it. How's that?
Well, there you go. Creepy Girl says that's the one I told you guys I was anxious to see. Yeah, that's right. Creepy Girl mentioned it when she was on.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking. I'm like, you know what? Not only does Josh recommend it, but Creepy Girl recommends it. So you know what? It has my vote. So I'm looking forward to it, Wolfie.
There you go. Thank you, Raven Shadow. I don't want you to go in with like negative feelings before you even see the fucking movie.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a special snack.
Special snack? Yeah. So Creepy Girl's excited. She said, "Yeah." So that's what we're gonna do. Josh will be with us. We'll be checking out Ennis Men. So check it out on VOD and join us next week. If you guys want to send in your thoughts, you can send them to podcast@trickortreatradio.com. All right, we got some voice messages. Speaking of Creepy Girl, actually, let's start with Creepy Girl. She left us a message. I don't know if it's about the movie, but I think we'll find out pretty soon. So let's go ahead and let's hear from Creepy Girl.
Hey, Creepy Girl here. Wanted to give my 2 cents about the movie. Oh gosh, I don't even know how to say it. Sisu. I watched it last night and I freaking loved it. I have to say those landmine explosions were freaking epic. I mean, they were just epic. And I always say when I watch a movie, like I like to have a little bit of believability to it, even though it's movies and it's, it's not real and blah, blah, blah. And there are a lot of moments in this where you're like, how in the hell? But I don't know. It's like you're rooting for this guy so much that you don't even care because you just want him to win against the Nazis. And like for me, the best part of the movie was where the women came up. That was where I was like, yes. But I have to say, when I first started watching this movie, I was just under so much stress. And all I kept thinking is, nobody better kill that freaking dog. That is the cutest freaking dog I've ever seen. So, like, that stressed me out the whole movie. But, yeah. I thought it was a really good movie. It's just not like a big plot or anything. It's just the man with his gold and somebody steals his gold and he wants it back. And that's pretty much the plot. And, there's good guys and there's really, really bad guys. And I always say the worse the bad guys are, the more exciting and the better the film is, because it's so much more satisfying when they get theirs. But I just thought the special effects in this were awesome. I've seen a lot of war movies. I love Platoon, Full Metal Jacket, Red Line, all those movies. But this one, I don't know. It kind of had over the top stuff that was really cool. The sets, the makeup, the costumes. The makeup was usually I don't ever talk about makeup, but I felt like they made these people so grimy and dirty, and it was I thought the makeup was really good. But yeah, I really enjoyed Sisu. Another great film for 2023. I feel like this is the year, guys, because there are so many. I mean, I've never given out so many fives this early in the year, and I think this is going to be a 5 too, because I can't really find anything I don't like about the film. It's just because I just really love the special effects. They were something I haven't seen before. And like, that's really big with me, is when it's not the same old, because I watch so many darn movies that when one kind of excites me and doesn't feel like every other film, I mean, that's a 5 for me. That's a 5. And my eyes never left the TV. Never left the TV. Never looked at my phone. It was an amazing movie. I loved it. And that's pretty much all I have to say. So, bye and love you.
All right, Creepy Girl. Thanks for sending us your thoughts, and glad to hear you really dug it. She liked the dog, at least.
I like dog. Okay.
I hope Parker didn't hear you say that.
Parker's in the next room.
It's a good thing.
But he's a dog, so he could probably hear me.
He could smell you.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's check in next with Evil Corny.
Hey, guys. I'm going to give Sisu a treat. Really enjoyed the film. I saw it in theaters a couple of weeks ago. My favorite parts of this film are like when he was going in the minefield and also the tank scene. I had a lot of fun with this in theaters, and it was one of those days where I was like the only person in the theater, and I just, I kind of wish I was around the crowds to get a better,
yeah,
kind of see how everybody else, anybody else felt about it. But like I said, I had a lot of fun with it. You all have a good one. Evil Corny out.
Yes.
Oh, I usually wait. Corny usually has a shout out at the end. I guess he's got nothing to say to you, Raven Shadow.
Well, it's fair. Well, I have something to say to him, if I may be serious for a moment.
Okay.
As we're broadcasting live, It's June 20 dose right now, and tomorrow is a very special day because it's the anniversary of the 1989 Tim Burton Batman film that opened on June 23rd, 1989, that I saw in theaters. But there's even a big.
I was gonna say, wait, that wasn't what I thought you were gonna say.
I know, doing a little work, as they say in the business. But there's even even more special day. Oh yeah! I have a message for the birthday people over here.
Oh yeah!
That's right. As of midnight, Evil Corny was hatched many years ago, June 23rd, 1970. So happy birthday, Corny, buddy. We love you, and hugs and kisses. XOXO.
Absolutely. I echo the sentiments, Corny. Happy birthday, buddy. And too many more.
Yeah, happy birthday, bud.
All right, we got one more voice message. And that is from Dangerous Donnie Davis.
Yeah,
hey guys, this is Donnie, or Angry Townsman on the Discord. I just finished watching Sisu and really wished it had come to a theater near me. I think I would have loved to have seen this with the crowd. I go ahead and say it's a treat. I enjoyed it. Not real dialogue heavy, but it didn't need to be. And I almost expected almost like a John Wick monologue over a man of focus and determination at one point. And I just kind of enjoyed the whole thing. It took a little bit to get going. And the end of the movie did have a whiff of Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But otherwise, I liked it. It was just a fun movie. You know, they portrayed the Nazis as people you wanted to have bad things happen to. And not to be too spoilery, but there was another John Wick moment I thought was going to happen that I'm glad didn't happen. We'll put it that way.
Yep.
But I'm curious to hear what you guys all thought about it. Thanks. Bye.
All right, Donnie. Appreciate the call. And always good to hear your thoughts.
Dude, for real, we have to hang out with that fucking dude.
Dude, we got to hang out with that dude.
Dude. I think you should add dude like maybe at least 2 more times in there.
Dude, for real, bro.
Dude.
Bro, dude.
Dude, bro.
Bro dog. Yo, dog. Dog,
bro
dog.
Bro dog checks.
Evil Corner says, thanks. Now Wolfie and I are the same age. That's right.
I'm so much younger.
Corny's got, 8 days on me? And he's got like 9 days and a few years on MZ. All right. Well, I think that's it for voice messages. Let me just do a double check. See?
Why do I have in my head? I have like Sisu Shmizu by the seashore.
What? That's not even a thing.
All right, what was in my head?
She sells seashells by the seashore.
But that's not the movie. It was Sisu Shmizu by the seashore, by the seashore. Maybe that's the thing.
God.
By the Sisu studio.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Sisu.
Yeah. Whoa. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah.
All right. Do we forget anything? Anyone have any stories, or should we just go?
We should just go.
Yeah, he's like, come on, let's fucking finish before 11 for a change, you motherfuckers.
And another thing.
You got any more stories, Ramshot? Maybe like a 20-minute story?
They were the ride home from Boston. I'll tell you that fucking much.
Wait, did you do shit? What was it called? The nitrous shots?
No, they didn't have them.
Oh, that's a shame. Were you bummed out?
Yeah, you know, I was there in daytime, a lot of cops, a lot of people. You know what I mean? It was not fun. It was fun. It was good. It was fun, but like it wasn't shady. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. I think MZ just died.
He tuned us out.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
All right, so I think that'll do it. Next week, well, I'll let you guys do your thing, and I'll do the next week thing. So, let's see, 5 weeks. We have our 11-year anniversary coming up, and next week we have a guest. We got some other guests planned for the next several weeks, so it should be good. Yeah.
The road to 11 begins here.
Oh my God. Are we gonna have to keep looking up at the 11-year anniversary sign and pointing to it?
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
MZ loves that shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the one thing I'll ask is, I know MZ doesn't give a fuck, but Raven Chow, have you gonna watch Forbidden Door 2?
No, because Tom's in fucking Vegas.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're gonna miss Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson versus the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada.
Oh man, yeah. Sting versus.
That's a dream match right there, motherfucker.
What about Johnny Mentos, the fresh maker?
It's not as cool as the Rainmaker. He can't. The Rainmaker can make it rain. I don't know if the Fresh Maker can make it fresh.
That wasn't Jared's gimmick. I can see where that got him.
But yeah, Jericho and Sting are going to be in a match together. Not one-on-one, but
no, Darby and
and a guest they haven't announced yet, and versus Jericho, Guevara, and oh my God, fucking Minoru Suzuki. That's it. Yeah. Minoru Suzuki did the pose. You know, the Jericho and Guevara do the Les Sex Gods pose where Jericho lays down and the other one does like this on him. Suzuki did that. It's fucking hilarious.
I saw the promo where Jericho was like, Sting, you're not a Harlequin, you're a whore or something like that. And his face reaction was like, oh.
Yeah.
It was like Def Comedy Jam. Like, it was just...
one question before we go then. Evil Corny asks, what did the Pixies open with?
Marion.
Did they do Where's My Mind? They had to have done that, right?
They did. That was killer. They sounded like $1 million. They sounded great, but like early on, like there was an opening band, but like I had to find my smile again. I did with the help of
Timmy Tix.
No, Sammy Tix, sir. Not Tammy Tix. It's
I said Timmy Tix.
Timmy. Oh, little Timmy Tix. Sammy Tix.
Who opened?
Marion.
Modest Mouse.
No, that's the show that we may not go to.
Oh, okay.
That's the far out one. Yeah. But Mary was bothered by it. She didn't like the lack of interaction. You know what I mean?
Maybe they're just going through the fucking paces right now. You know, maybe they just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's be like your Bomboleo, Boston, big ups yourselves. Yeah, that's the easy stuff. You know what I mean? Zero was having a fucking anxiety attack right now. All right, we'll go, buddy. It's your time is done. Go.
Your time is done.
Our time.
Was it with Franz Ferdinand and Bully?
Yeah, they were good.
Them boys good.
Those boys are good too. Yeah, they were good. They engaged. They were like signing autographs while they were still fucking playing. Those boys were good. Were you there when we saw Run DMC in the Worcester College? And they were like, "Yo, we're gonna sign everyone's sneakers." No. That was fun.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. So let's go around and say goodbyes, starting with MZ.
Here, arrivederci, douchebags.
Raven Shadow.
Live fast, love hard, kill more Nazis.
So Marion says, yep, Franz Ferdinand opened and Pixies opened with Gouge Away.
Yep.
You're like, yep, that's right. I remember now.
It's a good song.
All right. So that is going to do it. We appreciate you guys tuning in for episode 469. Geez, 569. And thanks to everyone who sent in a voice message and left their thoughts on the film. Next week, as I mentioned, we will have a guest in tow. We will be joined by Arkham Josh, and we will be talking about the film Ennis Men. If you want to look it up, it's on VOD. It's 2 words, ENYS space men. Ennis Men. So go ahead and look for that if you guys want to play along at home and send us your thoughts. Podcast at trickortreatradio.com. All right, well, that is going to do it. So until next week, we'll see you guys then.